All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe for a video on crypto every day. My name's Austin, and in terms of mainstream adoption for Bitcoin, Bitcoin just took a major step forward. Bitcoin is seeping into our culture right now, and I want to show you this. But before we do that, Bitcoin bull Tim Draper was on Bloomberg yesterday dropping some truth bombs about Bitcoin, talking about how Bitcoin is the new stock market and one Bitcoin will always be one Bitcoin. Like this.
When people ask, well, so what do you think has happened with Bitcoin? I say, well, one Bitcoin is still one Bitcoin. It always has been, always will be. There are only 21 million of them, and you probably should get one. And as opposed to comparing it against the fiat currency, because I look at currencies and I say, well, there's Bitcoin, and they say, well, that's very volatile. And I say, no, all the other currencies are very volatile against Bitcoin because they know that this is really transforming the world. And so these currencies that are tied to political forces or dictatorships or even the dollar, which really does have political influence and has to be the monetary policy has to be so precise to get it just right. Why bother?
Why bother? Why bother with any other thing but Bitcoin? Now, this is an extremely... Whoops. Now, obviously, this is an extremely optimistic view on what Bitcoin could be in the future, because he argues, hey, Bitcoin, it's not volatile. One Bitcoin is still worth one Bitcoin. It's always going to be one Bitcoin, as opposed to stocks and government and sovereign fiat currency. That's what's manipulated. That's what's really volatile. Maybe not in first world countries like the US or Britain or Australia, but with just 21 million Bitcoins that will ever be in existence, that's what makes Bitcoin different. I liked this perspective just because eventually, as Bitcoin continues seeping into our culture, this is what could be. By the way, guys, make sure you give the video a like, and let's keep moving to our main story. Bitcoin officially mainstream as Microsoft adds Bitcoin as an Excel currency option. It's becoming part of our culture, slowly part of the norm. So now it's official. Bitcoin has finally become truly mainstream. Microsoft has added it to a currency option in Excel. There are a number of hurdles one must overcome to become truly mainstream, and Bitcoin just crossed a big one. Microsoft has added the cryptocurrency as a currency option in its Excel spreadsheet program. This is a picture. If you have Excel, you can access this right now if you've updated it. And as you can see, it ranks, this is listed in alphabetical order, but it's 5 down from the US dollar. And if you want, you can choose to have the little Bitcoin symbol before your number or after your number. Pretty cool. I don't know what else to say, but it's pretty cool. Now, of course, you can argue, Austin, this isn't a big step. This is a cool step. It's interesting, but it's not, it's a small step in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, I can see your point. But the reason that I think this might be a bigger step than you realize is because it's these sort of minute little seeping into the culture things that are the reason that kids today, 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds, growing up with the internet, it's just part of the culture. It's obviously an option. Bitcoin's obviously a currency option. Why wouldn't it be? It's been in every piece of technology I've had since I turned 10. What some kids might be saying. It's interesting to think about. This is the norm now. And Bitcoin on Microsoft Excel, it's not the only mainstream adoption we have seen in the last few months. Here are just some of the other important steps to mainstream acceptance that Bitcoin has attained. Number 1, celebrity endorsements. Recent celebrity endorsements. From dead rappers, a big plus. I believe they're talking about Nipsey Hussle, to Miss Universe, to the latest influx of NFL stars. NFL stars, at least two on the count, asking to be paid in Bitcoin. A further step to mainstream acceptance is number 2, be more popular. Bitcoin is now more popular than Star Wars, Ed Sheeran, the British royal family, and yes, Elon Musk. This, of course, referring to search trends, Google, Wikipedia search trends. More people are interested in Bitcoin in the last few months than Star Wars. Of course, if you want to double check any of this, all these hot links are right in this article. I'll leave it down below in the description. Did I miss anything? If I missed something, make sure you add it down below in the comment section. Let's all check the comment section after this video ends. Let's all go down and check the comment section together. Should be interesting. But Bitcoin being added as an Excel currency option, big step. As more mainstream adoption comes into fruition, comes out to the public, I will keep you updated. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on crypto and the Bitcoin market. Make sure you subscribe. But that being said, 3 more news articles to go. Next piece of news, EOS FOMO heats up, pushing the crypto market to 10-month high. So if you hold EOS, then be ready for this. FOMO for EOS on the B1 hype. The big Washington EOS event on June 1st, so this is the hype around EOS at the moment. The big event on June 1st appears to be driving the momentum. This is less than a week away, and the reason that this is creating so much excitement in the EOS/crypto community is because we're expecting some major announcements, at least for EOS, on June 1st. The B1 event will include an updated roadmap, a yearly product release cycle, and updates on the B1 social media dApp. Additionally, besides that, B1 has registered the trademarks MEOS and XEOS, and big announcements are expected for the platform. If you haven't seen this hype video, they've been talking about this announcement for a few weeks now. We don't need the sound. It's only 30 seconds. But this went out on EOS's Twitter a few days ago. Just watch this in the background, just typing the date of the event, June 1st. And besides those announcements, excuse me. And besides, I was watching this video. It's about to say June 1st. Let's get to the good parts. There it is. That's the video. And besides those announcements, there's also recent news that Block One purchased 3.3 million tokens worth of RAM on the mainnet in the run-up to the event. So they're expecting big things, and when big things happen in crypto, I always want to put it on your radar. If we check out the market right now, yep, EOS and XRP are the 2 coins up. But if you hold EOS, be ready. Potentially could be a little case of buy the rumor, sell the news. So just put this on your radar. Let's keep going. A few more news stories to go. Hey, do you want to know if your wine is genuine? Well, Ernst Young has officially built a blockchain for that. So Ernst Young, again, getting into blockchain. Big Four professional services firm Ernst Young, so one of the heavy hitters in the space, has built a blockchain platform for a firm that will help consumers determine wine qualities, provenance, and authenticity for the wine. And this is something that Ernst Young just announced on Thursday. Here's a direct quote from Ernst Young. Each bottle of wine will be tattooed with its own unique QR code. By scanning the QR code, participants can access information such as vineyards' names and locations, details such as the types of fertilizers used to grow the crops, and how each batch is transported for processing and delivery. In terms of how big this is, the scope of how many people this will affect, the platform will focus on markets in Asia, where the consumption of European wines is expanding, Ernst Young said. Over 5,000 labels will be added to the system, including wines from France, Italy, Spain, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, South America, and my home, California. And while Ernst Young is not using or making their own cryptocurrency yet, it is just blockchain. This could be a little bit of insight on the companies that will be using cryptocurrency, or maybe creating their own cryptocurrency, or using maybe a VeChain-esque supply chain cryptocurrency in the future. Put Ernst Young on your radar. Second from last piece of news, moving on, Kik launches a $5 million cryptocurrency funding campaign for a lawsuit against the US SEC. Canadian tokenized social media startup Kik has launched a $5 million crypto initiative to fund a lawsuit against the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. Kik CEO announced in the crypto-focused Unchained podcast by Laura Shin on May 28th. So this just happened. I wanted to bring it to you. Ted Livingston, Kik CEO and founder of Kik's crypto project, the Kin Foundation, Kin, revealed the formation, so this is what they formed, the formation of Defend Crypto Fund to legally challenge the US SEC in order to get regulatory clarity from the major US financial watchdog. So as we get more information, I will keep you informed, but this all stems from the action against the SEC. What this stems from follows Kik's 100 million initial coin offering, ICO, which was completed in late 2017. After that ICO, the SEC chose Kin as one of the cryptocurrencies to come after, saying, hey, you did this illegally, it's an unregistered security. So now we have another step in the ongoing battle, and the reason this is significant is because whatever precedent the SEC sets against or for, or whatever outcome comes from KIC and the SEC, could have implications on all those other cryptocurrencies that went through an ICO, which is many of them. Last piece of news, JP Morgan adds a privacy feature to their Ethereum-based Quorum blockchain. So as if JP Morgan coin couldn't get hated anymore because it's permissioned, because it's pegged to the dollar, because it's centralized, now they're adding a privacy feature. JP Morgan Chase's blockchain team has developed a privacy feature for Ethereum-based blockchains, obscuring not only how much money is being sent, but who's sending it. And this is designed to add a further layer of anonymity to transactions. The New York-based financial institution will open source the extension Tuesday and is likely to use it with Quorum, the bank's homegrown private version of Ethereum. So JPM coin, JP Morgan, they just want to hold on to as much control as they can. Let me know what you think down below. If you haven't liked the video or subscribed to the channel, feel free. We're here. We'd love to have you. But that being said, my name's Austin. I'll see you tomorrow.